All right, hello everyone. My name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to my November TBR. That's right, we're going into the month of Thanksgiving and deer hunting if you live where I live. It's a good time. It's a good time. Boy, do we also have some amazing things going on. The first ever fan fiction readathon is going to be November 1st through the 7th. You can check out my announcement video for that, which also has my TBR, so I won't be reiterating that, but I did put 8 fanfics on my list, including some involving Yellowstone and ACOTAR, and I'm very excited. So not just Harry Potter is on this. There will also be the opportunity to win some fanfic bind-ups, so get excited about it. It's going to be great. But let's go ahead and dive in, and the first thing I want to share is the books for book clubs and read-alongs. So first up, November of 2022 will be the 2-year anniversary of Rake Appreciation Society, and as we did for our 1-year anniversary, Crystal and I wanted to reread a historical romance that brought us closer together or that we chatted about. And funny enough, one of my favorite books of all time is just such a book. It's actually the first book we ever buddy read together. Not the first book we ever talked about, but the first book we ever buddy read together. And man, I made a friend for life when we did that. And so we are going to be rereading Sea of Ruin. For some of you, this may be the first time. This is a dark historical romance. It's indie. It's Pam Godwin. She's amazing. This has a lot of twists and surprises, but it does have SA. It has rape. It has very intense situations. There's BDSM. There is dubious consent, and there is a lot of complicated relationships in this book. So be prepared. This is not going to be our normal rodeo, but this is one of our favorite books, and it's a historical romance, and we're very excited to reread and chat about it. I hope some of you will try this for the first time. I hope some of you will reread it with us if it's one of your favorites. There's a wonderful audiobook for this book, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's finally time. I actually haven't reread this book since we read it 2 years ago, because with my favorite books, I try to spread it out so that I can enjoy it that much more when I reread it. So that's going to be good. The next book that I'm rereading and is for SJM along is actually going to be A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is the kind of sort of novella length, kind of sort of almost a full length book, just not a full length Sarah book. We will actually be having the live show for this early this month, which is why we're doing like the small book, and then it also will give people an extended amount of time to read Kingdom of Ash, which will be the next one. Wait, is it Kingdom of Ash? Yes, it is Kingdom of Ash after this. So the live show for this one is going to be the 12th of November. So it's going to be before all of the holiday stuff, if you're in America anyway, at the end of November. So very excited to do this one. It's going to be a great time. This book, yeah, I like that book. I like that book. Alrighty, then we have the books that I will be rereading or reading for my patrons. I actually only have 4 listed so far because there are going to be 2 openings at the end of the month, but those spots aren't open yet because my patrons who have paid for it for October are still there. But you definitely want to be following my Patreon if you're interested in getting in for that, because there will be 2 spots opening up. And they will go quickly. Last time I had 3 spots open and they were gone in 8 minutes. So you can always follow my Patreon even if you're not a supporter yet, because I do updates that are for everyone. But just want to let you know. But anyway, Shattered Vows by Shane Rose is the book that was picked for the monthly read. So this is the book that I will annotate and do an exclusive review for my patrons. And this one, the theme was arranged marriage, and this one got picked. I'm pretty sure it's a mafia arranged marriage. I don't know anything more than that. I try not to know anything when I go into what the patrons have picked. Then I had 2 people actually pick Last Light. I'm very happy. I've seen Claire Kent really going around again between some of my friends. And this is kind of the prequel / like companion to the Kindled series. And so I had 2 people pick this one actually. So very excited to revisit this one and annotate it. There will also be Heart of Fire by Amanda Boucher, which totally makes sense. One of my patrons is having me annotate this whole series for them. So this will be the 3rd book in that series. And then someone picked Again the Magic by Lisa Kleypes, which, fantastic. So excited to reread that. The new releases and arcs that I know about currently, this is always the hardest section of the TBR to plan because I never know for sure which books will decide they're going to come out. But these are what my plans are going into the month. I have an arc for Two Wrongs Make a Right by Chloe Leese. I will be reading, I don't have an arc for this one, I didn't get approved, but I want to read Shipwrecked by Olivia Dade. I've read both books in this series, and I know that they get mixed reviews from people, but I like them. And I'm excited to continue the series with this one. I will be getting actually a physical arc for The Reluctant Countess by Eloisa James. I won like a giveaway she was doing on her TikTok. So very excited to read that. That's going to be the next one in her new series she started. Necrosis by Amara Ray, I believe is out on the 12th. This is going to be the final book in the Immortal Coven series, and it's going to be about Eva and her angel, and boy am I excited. If you're watching this, Amara Ray is going to be on my channel the night that you're watching this. If you're watching it the first day, the 23rd, she's going to be on my channel. I'm very excited to chat with her. It's going to be fun. What Was Meant to Be by QB Tyler. This is going to be another taboo age gap by her. It's part of kind of the Blurred Lines series that a bunch of authors got together. They're writing taboo romance. Tempt by Melanie Harlow. This will be the next book in the Cloverleaf Farms. This is going to be an ex's dad, which I'm really excited for because this one, I can't remember the heroine's name, but of course it's one of the children from like the Cloverleaf Farms, and she's the wedding planner one, and she ended up having to like plan the wedding planner at the vineyard and like the hotel and stuff there, or whatever, the bed and breakfast, whatever they have there. She was the wedding organizer, and it's gonna be her and her ex's dad, which, woo, I love books like that. I'm ready for it. Villain I'd Like to F by the 5 authors who have done Duke I'd Like to F and Rake I'd Like to F. I should be getting an arc for this as well. Stolen Touches by Neva Altash. This will be book 5 in the Perfectly Imperfect series. And Bad for the Weekend by Misty Walker. That will also be a part of that taboo series that the QB Tyler is a part of. So those are the ones that are new. Then I have my other TBR. So I tried to pick quite a few books that were on that were recommended by you guys, as well as some that I physically own because I want to get through some of the books that I've bought. So I want to try Rogue Wave by Gwen McNamee. This is one I got signed at Wanderlust, and I did like pre-order this whole series. Now, I didn't love the first book, which actually buddy read with my friend Ashley this month. However, I had actually DNF'd that book before, so I knew that I wasn't completely loving it, but these are modern day pirates. They're pirates of the Great Lakes. I wanted to read more, and that's why I bought the whole series. Also because I just spent a lot of money at Wanderlust. It's a thing. So I want to continue. And these books aren't super long. And this one is about Cutter and Valentina. And Valentina, I believe, is like the daughter or granddaughter of like a mafia don that we met in the first one. Like, these aren't mafia, but they have done business with them. So it's kind of like that. They're also kind of like the biker of the seas is how I would imagine it, is what I think of them as well. So I want to try to continue this series. Then I also want to try reading The Maiden by Celia Aaron. This is another book that I got signed at Wanderlust. I actually got the first 2 books from Mercari though, and then I bought the 3rd one there, and she signed these for me. And this one is about a cult actually. So it's called the Cloister Series, and this one, our heroine joined it to find the truth, and I don't know what that truth is or means, but there's a lot of darkness there. And Adam Monroe, who is the prophet's son, is a dark prince to an empire that grows by the day, and he's tasked with keeping her safe. But the longer she's at the cloister, the more she realizes the wolves are already inside and under the prophet's control, and if Adam discovers the real reason I'm here, he'll bay for my blood like the rest of them. Escaping him is the key to my survival, but staying becomes easier with each passing day and night. So, I don't know, I've only read one book by Celia Aaron, but I have read some. Her fantasy title is Lily Archer, and I've read a few by that, but these books are kind of beautiful, and I like some cult ones now and then. Then I will be reading Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. I freaking loved Flawless and Heartless, and since I can't have, is it Reckless going to be the next one, or Hopeless? I don't know what the book 3 is, but it's not coming out till next year, and there's a whole other series that I can read. And so Off to the Races, not only was it recommended by one of you guys, but of course, my friends who've been reading Elsie are like, you gotta read this series. So I will. I have it downloaded. We're gonna read it. Very excited to read Off to the Races. Then I want to read Dallas by Rochelle Mills. So I read the first book in this series, which I just forgot the name. It's a C name. I can't remember, but I read the first one this month in October, and it's funny because someone actually recommended both of the books, but it was different people. So people recommended both the first and the second book by different people, which is weird because you have to read the first book before you read the second book in this. It's a continuing story from the first to the second, at least. So yeah, I'm going to continue this and see what happens with our characters because they went through a lot in this first book. So I'm going to continue. Then this was recommended by a viewer, plus I've been wanting to read it for sure. This is the month. November's the month. I want to read The Longing of Lone Wolves. I bought the audiobook in the audio sale, and I bought a physical copy because honestly, like, the artwork inside is amazing. And I know Crystal really liked this, and so did my friend Joe, I think. And I was interested because she has like lots of books with the Fae Guardians, but they're in like sets of 3, I think. And one of her newest ones that's going to be coming has actually a deaf Fae in it. And I'm really intrigued by that. So I want to get started on this journey. And I love fantasy romance. We know it. So yeah, very excited for that. Then, I forgot to grab it out of here, but Mortal Sin by Lily Mayne I want to get to. This is the first book in her Fae trilogy, which the third one will be coming soon, but I know that, like, I think the first one has kind of a cliffhanger, but the second one has like a happy for now, and I have both of those. I have the first and the second, but I love Lily Mayne. I love her Monster series, and I've been waiting to read the Fae. This is MM as well. I've been waiting to read her Fae until the third one was going to be out, but I was like, I just want to start it. I know it won't be too long until that one comes out, so I want to read that one. That one was also recommended by viewers. Then I just actually received from a viewer The Bird and the Sword by Amy Harmon, and this is one that was recommended by a viewer as well. And so this one I think has magic in it, but I'm not sure. It says, one day, the day my mother was killed, she told my father I wouldn't speak again, and she told him if I died, he would die too. Then she predicted the king would trade his soul and lose his son to the sky. My father has a claim to the throne, and he is waiting in the shadows for all my mother's words to come to pass. He wants desperately to be king, and I just want to be free. But freedom will require escape, and I'm a prisoner of my mother's curse and my father's greed. I can't speak or make a sound, and I can't wield a sword or beguile a king. In a land purged of enchantment, love might be the only magic left, and who could ever love a bird? Wow. Okay, so The Bird and the Sword. Intrigued by this. I've heard mixed things about that, but I have it, so we're going to try it. I also then have 2 more historicals on my list. Oops, hold on. I didn't write this one down. I I want to read The Magpie Lord by KJ Charles. I have a copy of this one, but I didn't find it. It's mixed in with all my books somewhere, but this I believe is an MM historical romance. Then I want to start the Hearts of Inquiry series by Grace Calloway now that I've finished the Mayhem in Mayfair, because that series comes before this one. And this one is Alaric McLeod, the Duke of Strathaven, and Emma Kent. And I know Emma Kent is the sister of one of the heroes from the other series. So I want to start this series. I have most of the books from it. I want to try Reign and Ruin by J.D. Evans. I am very happy to have a physical copy of this one. This was also recommended. All the ones I've said, they've been recommended by viewers, and I also own them, except for like one that I've said. So I definitely want to try this one. I think this is a fantasy romance as well. Very cool. I've actually had this one on my TBR at different times on my Kindle TBR, and I just never got to it. But I want to finally try this one. And then, yeah. That's all of them. That's everything that I have on my TBR for now. Some other events to mention. I think I've mentioned most of them. Yeah, the Fanfiction Readathon, right, is the 1st through the 7th of November. We have a live show on the 7th. SJM Along is on the 12th. The 16th is when the Sea of Ruin live show will be. And then that's all that I have planned so far. That's all we got. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know which of these you're excited for me to read. And yeah, I would love to chat with you more about books anytime you want. You can follow my socials down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.